guys, and let's have another Bitcoin update. Tonight we're going to talk more about Bitcoin Armory and what it takes to get set up so that you can take care of securing your coins and making sure that hopefully you don't have any problems with it. And it's not a easily understood process, so I'm going to kind of walk you through all my pitfalls and hopefully give you a path that will make it a lot easier for you to get started and secure your coins. But before we get started here, let's go over here and take a look at crypto coin market cap. Coinmarketcap.com. And let's go in here and take a look at, and Bitcoin is still the dominant coin here. Let's see what their rating is. Oh, it's down to 51.6. It's lost some of its dominance, but I still think it is probably one of the best coins to hold. This is not financial advice. This is not trading advice. Don't take this as a buy-sell recommendation. If you do, I would consider you an idiot because this is just my personal opinions. So go in here and view everything here as education only. What I'm going to give you is my opinions on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is probably one of the better coins to hold as far as cryptocurrency going forward for this primary reason right here. It's right now there's only going to be 21 million coins ever in circulation, and right now 17.4 million of them have already been released, and we're getting ready to have another cut in production on Bitcoin, so it's going to have another halving event here in the near future. And then you have the number 2 coin right behind it, but look at how many circulating supply of coins there are here. That's my problem with holding XRP or Ripple as a coin. You just really don't have any control over how many coins there are. And there's all kinds of rumors now flying around about the International Monetary Fund and Ripple are working together to put together some type of partnership together to develop the next cryptocurrency. And if that happens, that will not be good for the people who hold, in my opinion, Ripple. I think they're going to. There's already a lot of rumors flying around now that Ripple is holding some of the coins. They're not making some of them available when people want to trade them. And they're holding back on how they can be liquidated and etc. So it's becoming to me, it's more of a fiat currency than it is a true cryptocurrency. And the whole point of a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin is you want to have something that's decentralized and you can trade it, you can hold it in a wallet where you own the private keys. And thank goodness that Trace Mayer's out there promoting, proof of keys, and I think everybody should do the same. Get out there and hold your own, hold them in your own wallet. And better yet, if you hold Bitcoin, you can hold Bitcoin in the Bitcoin Armory wallet, which to me is probably one of the safest, most secure ways to own it at this point in time. I think it's probably one of the safest, most secure ways to own a cryptocurrency because you own all the power on it. You own all the private keys. You control how you can access the coins. You can set up multi-signatures on it, so even if you have a release on it, it's got to have whatever you determine to have the parameters set. If you want 4 signatures, 4 different people to have to sign off on it, and you want to put those 4 different people in some other part of the world, that would make it extremely difficult for anybody to ever get access to those coins if they think they're just going to go into that wallet and steal them. So I think that's why Bitcoin right now is probably one of my top choices for a cryptocurrency, just because of the security measures you can incorporate into it. Now, there is the Trezor, there is the Ledger Nano, and etc. Yes, those are all good, but I don't think they held near the amount of security that the Bitcoin Armory wallet will hold as far as securing your coins. And I think there's going to be, as we're already hearing, there's going to be lots of cryptocurrency failures of coins over the next several years. There's going to be a lot of these coins, of these ones that are never survived, let alone even have a business model. and people are just speculating on them and thinking that they're going to make $1 million just because it's the next greatest coin that costs 2 cents or a penny or whatever. So you always best do your research and figure out what you're going to be investing in before you invest in these coins, and figure out a good way to hold them. Now, some of these coins, you can also hold them in a paper wallet, which for all practical purposes is probably another good way to hold cryptocurrencies. However, you best know how to set those up, and you best learn how to set them up so nobody has access to the private keys when you set them up, because here again, you're vulnerable if you don't start setting all this stuff up the proper way. And that's some of the point of me making these videos, is I want to help you guys get on the right path. And don't get me wrong, like I always tell you, I am not technical, but I have forced myself to learn all of this so that I could at least get the knowledge out here to share it with you, so that you can hopefully insulate yourself from any type of hacker attacks and bad stuff that's happening around the cryptocurrency world. And I think there's going to be a lot more of that bad stuff happening in the world here in the near future once these wallets start getting some value in them. And that will be one of my next videos I'll be getting ready to do, is how precious I think Bitcoin is. And I think here in the near future, I think it's going to be extremely hard to get a hold of, because I think there's going to be a mass rush of people getting into Bitcoin, and it's going to make it really, really hard to let the average Joe get back in. And people that are buying low or selling high, buying low, hoping to get back in, I think a lot of them are going to be left on the outside hoping to get back in, and they'll be willing to pay about any price to get back in on the next big moves up. And I think it's going to be painful for some of these people, because I don't think they're going to get back in nearly as low as they think they're going to get back in. So just another word of caution. So anyway, I think if you're going to own Bitcoin, I think it's worth your time to learn how to do Bitcoin. And I think it's worth your time to learn how to do Bitcoin Armory, because Bitcoin Armory, like I say, I think it's one of the best ways for you to button up and secure your coins and put some security in there to help insulate yourself from would-be thieves and hackers trying to get in there and take your stuff. And if you're aware of this, you know the Bitcoin network has never had a hack on it. So the Bitcoin Core people have done a good job of securing that network. So I'm not so sure we could say that about some of those other cryptocurrencies on the market there. It'll be interesting to see a year from now how many of these coins are still around and they're actually still trading for something that's considered to be something of a value. Who knows? We may not even be valuing things in the US dollar at that point. But anyway, if you're going to get started in Bitcoin, I think the first thing you need to do is you need to go over to Bitcoin Core. You need to download their software, and I would never ever put the software on my computer without verifying it. So if you're not verifying that software to make sure it actually came from the developer and not some other hacker out there in the world, I think you're really asking for trouble. So if you need some help doing that, go over to my website and get educated on this stuff. EasyCryptocurrency.com is where you can get all this information, and I make a ton of information available for the public for free. So head on over there and get started with that. Anyway, getting back to where we started with the Bitcoin Armory. If you're going to set up Bitcoin Armory, first thing you need to do, like I said, is go get Bitcoin Core and go get the Bitcoin Armory software. And you're going to need to verify both of those before I would put any funds in them. Once you do that, you upload them. You're going to start by going in here and you're going to put the Bitcoin Core software on your computer. Now you will need to let this run on the computer non-stop. On the computer I'm running it on, I think it took nearly 7 days for Bitcoin Core to upload all the data so I'd have a full node on my computer. And really, as like Trace Mayer says, if you're not running a full node on your computer, you're really asking for trouble, because That's the whole point of the software, is to run a full node on your computer, so you have the actual blockchain on your, or the actual network transactions on your computer, so that you can verify any transaction that goes down, as well as going out on the network to verify those transactions. That's one of the beauties of Bitcoin. So once you've done that, what I typically find is you'll run Bitcoin Core, get that thing to sync. And once it syncs, it'll basically, the screen will change over and it'll go white, and it'll have all zeros across it. There'll be 3 rows of zeros. And that will show you it's synced with the network. And once the network is synced, then I go in and upload or launch Armory. I find it works a heck of a lot simpler if you go in and upload Armory after Bitcoin Core has already been synced. And then it will typically pull up Bitcoin Armory in a fairly quick manner. Not that I go into Bitcoin Armory very often, but at least that way, if you need to go in there and check a balance, or if you want to see some transactions or something, you can at least go in at a fairly fast speed, because I have had like no luck having, if I go in and upload Bitcoin Armory, it'll sit there and it'll grind and it'll grind and it'll grind and it'll grind, and it never wants to seem to sync everything up. But seemingly if I go in and do Bitcoin Core first, it works really well. Anyway, that's the update for today. I wish you guys well. We'll see you in the next video.